It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a bowl of hash browns? Actually, it's just Potato Man. Potato Man is a trick-taking game that bucks the convention of following suit. To set up the game, lay out the point cards like so. These will be the points you collect over the course of the game, and also serve as a handy reminder of the card makeup of the deck. There are 4 suits, the red being the strongest by beginning at 5 and going all the way to 18. Then blue, starting at 4, going to 16, green, starting at 3, going to 14, with yellow being the weakest suit, starting at 1 and only going up to 13. Deal everyone cards according to the number of players in the game, and the first player plays any card they want. The preceding players must now play a card of a suit that has not yet been played. In this 4-player example, the lead player plays a red 12, the next player must play anything but a red card, so they play a green 10. The next player plays a yellow 5, and the last player must play a blue card since all the other colors have been played, so they play a 14. Once everyone has played a card into the trick, the winner will be the player that played the highest number. In the case of a tie, the player who played their card last will win. Going back to our example, the player who played the blue 14 wins. Since they won with the blue card, they will claim one of the blue prizes worth 2 points. If there were no more blue point cards to take, they would instead take a golden potato sack worth 5 points. The winner of the last trick begins the next, and the round will end immediately if the player cannot legally play a card. In this example, the player must play a blue card but has no blue cards in their hand, so the round is over. The point cards are reset, and the number of rounds played is equal to the number of players. At the end of the game, the player with the most points is the winner. Potato Man is as cute to play as it is to look at. It's quick to explain and easy to understand. But there's a level of thoughtfulness and consideration that you can exhibit in your play that elevates it beyond its funny artwork. The strength of the different suits being inversely related to their point values leads to some fun moments of gamesmanship. You can score a few easy points by playing high red cards, but they're only worth 1 point each. You are one step closer to the 5-point cards, but so is everyone else. So maybe you hold on to your really strong cards and wait for the other players to expose them. And once they do, you foist your high red card into the pile ready to claim your prize. But what's this? Potato Man, your dastardly plans have been unfurled. The highest cards in the game are endured with the evil Lord Fry. These 3 cards will take nearly any trick in the game unless a Potato Man card is played. Ordinarily, Potato Man cards are the weakest cards in the game, but are the perfect counter to Lord Fry and will win any trick where he is present. You can try and bait out the Potato Man by forcing players to play yellow whenever you can. This is yet another wrinkle in the game to consider. Maybe the red card strategy isn't your cup of tea, and you rather settle for some medium range points. A perfectly valid approach, but not without its peril. It can be harder to capture points with the weaker suits, which is why they're worth more points, so it might take some time to do this. But time is a tricky thing in Potato Man. If you notice someone is playing less than optimal cards in a specific suit, that might be an indication that they don't have very many cards in that color. You can try and scrounge up some quick points and force them to play out that color, and end the round before anyone else has a chance to catch up. It's hard to do, but it's really satisfying when you pull it off. Get yours and shut everyone else out. But it's much more common for a round to end with little warning. It adds tension to more long-term strategies, but it can be underwhelming for a round to end when no one has managed to collect very many points. While it is very unlikely, it is possible for a round to end during the very first trick. This can lead to rounds that feel a bit uneven in pacing, with some ending just after a few tricks and others going down to the last few cards. It's not a huge deal since we're talking about a game that takes 20 minutes, but it is noticeable. The game accommodates 2 to 5 players, and normally the extreme ends of the range are less than satisfying, but I was pleasantly surprised with the 2-player variant. Both players will be dealt a draw deck in addition to their hand. They play a total of 4 potato cards to the trick, and after every card play, draw a card from their deck. It does a good job of simulating the unknown cards it would be in a 4-player game, but still giving you the control that you want from a good head-to-head experience. I still prefer it at 3 or 4 just because I think these type of breezy games lend themselves better to more people, but it's fun all the same. The 5-player mode, however, is less successful as one of the suits will be repeated. It's not a devastating alteration, but it defies what makes Potato Man stand out, and it's not something I'm likely to go back to. Potato Man is a pleasant game that can really reward some smart play. If you are able to keep track of certain cards and for certain plays, not only can you rack up the points, you can feel clever while doing it. The must-not-follow nature of the game might, at first glance, seem like a radical departure from the trick-taking genre, but in practice it's pretty intuitive and it's a welcome change to the formula. It might not reach the heights of some other card games, but it's fun enough for me to keep in regular rotation.